Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today you're going to want to stick around for this. So, this is your normally scheduled replay video for the week, except it's on a different day. Usually, replay videos are on Thursday, but with the release of a certain ship today, obviously we're going to be talking about that ship on Thursday. So, I moved this video up a day in the normal weekly schedule. And you are, again, going to want to see what happens in this match. I know how the match ends, but I don't know how we get to that point. So, it should be fairly entertaining because of, again, what supposedly happens at the end of the match. But anyway, for your viewing pleasure today, we have the Tier 10 Soviet Coal premium. I was going to say premium ship, but I was like, oh, it's a tier 10, it's not a premium. But like, yeah, but it still is, right? It's pretty much a premium ship, except it doesn't have the baked-in premium economy. Tier 10 resource, Soviet heavy cruiser, the Moskva, being driven by one Hagel Stogman. Hagel Stogman? Bob. Again, we have Bob on the channel, fellas. He's been on here a couple of times recently, and the man very much knows how to play the game quite well. And he's in one of the more capable premium ships, tier 10 resource ships, whatever you want to call it, the Moskva. Now, the Moskva is a very good cruiser. One that I do recommend to players because, one, once you learn how to play it, it is very good at what it does. Two, it can and will teach you how to play cruisers pretty darn well. Because, unlike a lot of the other ships in the game, there's not any like weird armor discrepancies with the Moskva where you can randomly, eat a shell and just lose half of your HP. If you lose half of your HP in the Moskva in one go, it's more than likely something you did wrong because of her armor scheme. Angled in, the ship can tank much better than pretty much every other cruiser besides like the Stalingrad, the Petro in game. But if you don't angle enough and you don't watch your sides, you can and will get citadeled back to port in an instant. Now, looking at Bob's build here, you might notice that his detection range is a little large. Sure enough, it is. Because what he's doing here is playing Moskva with the Lighthouse build. What's the Lighthouse build? Well, you take all them skills in the cruiser commander skill tree that increases your detection. Normally, in the trade-off for improved reload, improved damage. Ooh, broadside Vyazma here. 17k and one salvo to the Vyazma. From one cruiser, quotation marks, to another cruiser, quotation marks. Another 6,000 slap there to the Vyazma's broadside. There should be a dead one here with this salvo. And sure enough, it is. That was, 4 citadels in, under a minute? Beautiful machine. So, with the Lighthouse build, he now has, let's see, with this skill going, he has an 8.4 second reload time on his Moskva guns. And he's probably got, no, he should have the, I'd imagine his detect out this far. He's got to have the improved HE commander skill that gives you a buff to your HE damage. What's his HE shells alpha damage? Yeah, 3,400. That does sound a bit more than normal. So basically, he's seen from space. There is no hiding besides hiding behind a rock. He can't break line of sight by using his concealment because his concealment range is 20.1 kilometers, despite his main battery gun range only being 19.4. So yeah, but he's pumping out the maximum amount of DPM you can get out of a Moskva at this point. Alright, how are things going with the teams? Looks like the friendly team has secured the A cap. His friendly Force Sherman has managed to do that. We got quite the party going on at the C cap. And you've got 3 friendly ships at the B cap. Both teams have lost 1 ship so far. Friendly team has lost a destroyer. Enemy team has lost a cruiser. Oh, there we go. We just lost our second cruiser there, the Mets. Alright, HE out on the Bismarck now all the way at 19.6 kilometers. You see, this is how you usually play the Moskva, regardless of how it's built. You find an island, you park next to it, and use that island to protect your sides from any potential enemy crossfire. Then you point your bow at the enemy team, and then you let your guns go to work. As you can see, too, the Moskva has a high degree of utility with both hydroacoustic search and radar being able to be equipped on the ship. And the Bismarcks, ooh, the hull has just murdered the Austin, and I would imagine since it is a hull, he probably viciously murdered that Austin in a way that would frighten young children. Alright, so we have a Des Moines here that is firing upon the friendly teammates in the B cap. He is Bob's next center of attention. The recipient of Bob's attention, I should say. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of fighting off bronchitis right now. I'm on a lot of medicine. So if my speech is worse than usual, which is saying a lot, I do apologize. But he pops his radar to see if there's anybody hiding a bounce the corner. And he is waiting for... oh my god, the Yoshino and the Montana both took out battleship each. And now we are down to just 7 ships remaining on the friendly side. That is indeed not good, considering there's only 1 enemy ship down on the red team. But anyway, yeah, so he's pushing him on this Des Moines. He's waiting for this Des Moines to go broadside. I can feel his finger hovering over the 2 key, waiting for the Des Moines to turn just a little bit more so he can load the AP shells. But Des Moines is rather quite smart with regards to that, at least. And he stays angled in, which denies Bob the ability to use his AP shells. Oh, now the Des Moines popping radar, just to probably add insult to injury there. So the Sherman's also now spotted because Des Moines popped radar. Alright, Bob's popped Hydro, putting on the brakes here. He's in a pretty good spot, though. He's got a FDG and Iowa to Bismarck to abuse right now. He's got an island right next to him. Now, it's going to depend upon what happens to that Fletcher. And he does have Hydro running, so we won't be too surprised by any torpedoes that crop up. But that Fletcher can, of course, come around the corner and torpedo rush him. But again, not as long as he has his Hydro up. Alright, popping his heel. He's got 1 fire on him right now, courtesy of, I believe that was the FDG, maybe? That threw some HE at him? Very strange decision. No, it's the Bismarck! He has learned that he's not getting any hits, so he swapped over to HE to get some type of consistent damage from his shells. Here's the FDG shells. Speaking of FDG, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Bounce those shells there. The ones that hit his belt, at least. This FDG is not secondary build. That is most interesting. Ooh, Iowa, though. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. It's a tough cruiser, what I tell you. Kitakazi takes out the enemy Provorny. Alright. FDG now, 8 kilometers out. Still selling completely flat broadside to Bob. Des Moines getting chewed up by the Kitakazi. The Kitakazi is the only thing in the B cap. FDG still selling broadside. I do not know what this man is up to, but he's losing HP. Again, not a secondary build FDG. Very interesting indeed. Iowa shows up, bounces off of his main belt. Again, what a wonderful ship this is. It's a very popular ship and competitive for this, because normally Stalingrad gets banned. This is a pretty good Stalingrad substitute here. More shells from the battleships coming in, missing or overpinning his bow. Pretty good hit there on the Iowa 4300. Oh, he's got an FDG and Iowa and a Bismarck now, all approaching him. Friendly Iowa gets a secondary kill with the Shimakaze there. That's quite something to see. Yoshino picking up the friendly Iowa, though, after he does that. No citadels yet on the Iowa. Ooh, come on. Come on, find that Iowa citadel from 5 kilometers away. There we go, as I cough up my lung. Hopefully editing me edits that out. Go, another follow-up on the Iowa. Yes, there we go. Another citadel hit on the Iowa from 5 kilometers. Popping his hill. He's on the 22K. Pops his radar. There's the Fletcher being quite sneaky, trying to get those torps off on him from afar. HE loaded out for the Fletcher. That should be a dead Fletcher there, and it is. Alright, Iowa still 5 kilometers out. Why are you showing so much broadside, Iowa? Oh my god. Okay, he's under 21K though. He's popped his heel to kind of offset some of the damage. Ooh, Iowa turned over, rolling the ship a little bit, revealing that citadel, and there we go. Gets the kill stolen by the friendly Forrest Sherman. FDG finally figuring out that he needs to angle into the Moskva here. Man, as he kills them, the enemy team's sinking his friends too. Gonzaga is down for now. Alright, this should be a dead FDG here with the next salvo, and again, he gets robbed there by the Forrest Sherman. I'm sure he's more than appreciative of the Forrest Sherman adding on the DPM pile. But now we have Mr. Bismarck that ran away to almost the other side of the map. He's returned now. Up there's them torpedoes. Bob, being bold, getting that 3rd turret out. Probably banging on the fact that Bismarck has been spamming HE for the past ever. Alright, let's see. Full broadside on the Bismarck. 7,600, 3,800. That was a nice 11K salvo there to the Bismarck. Down to 15K, Bismarck with HE loaded fires at the Forrest Sherman. There is Kusazov's free heal, and there goes the Bismarck. Down to the last 10% of his HP there, and he is still alive. What'd I tell you? Facing down 2 battleships, a cruiser with the Vyazma, and a destroyer, and he manages to win. And essentially a 1v5 here on the A flank, which is probably saved. Which has probably saved the game for his team. Sorry, again, I died. Almost died there, coughing up my lung yet again. Alright. Oh, the Flandre in the bag. Once again dying, sorry. This bronchitis really sucks. Flandre in the back is actually AFK. Which is wild. So now they are essentially 3v1 at this point, but the Sasashio is quite low. And the hull is not. So, I can hear the Jaws theme as the Sasashio approaches this. I'm sorry, as this hull approaches the Sasashio. Sherman is going wild. Is that his div make? No, it is not his div. No, it is not his div make. Oh my god. Man. This bronchitis needs to chill. You know, I go to work, it's fine. I come back, and I just die when I get home. I think it's because all the medicine wears off and I can't take any more just yet. But anyway, Sashio has a hull and a Yoshino rapidly approaching his location. Oh, yep, there he goes, down to 187 HP. And Sherman's opening up on the hull for what it's worth. Bob does have 1 heal left, popping his Hydro, just in case the hull gets any one of his 4 torpedoes off. Can he get the hull for his kill? Nicks him there with 1 shell. Not enough to do any damage, though, but enough to get a defended ribbon somehow. Alright. Nicks him again for 1100. Asashio is still alive with 187 HP. Hull gets his shells out. Ooh, does not get the Asashio. Asashio lives to fight another day. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, for now, at least. The Yoshino is approaching his position. When Yoshino is quite squishy indeed. Oh, he's showing broadside. He's turning out a little bit too much. Can he see the Asashio? I think he can. Yes, he can. There goes the Yoshino's HE. Gets the Asashio. Now it's Yoshino versus Bob. Bob with 24 KHP and a heal against a full health Yoshino. But he does have his buddy in the Sherman just absolutely going to town at the moment. And Asashio did get his torps out there. There's Confederate. There's the Yoshino torps. Beautiful broadside there on the Yoshino. Let's see. Oh, nice. 9,400 damage there. Oh, this might be a death strike here, ladies and gentlemen. And it is! Well, not quite a death strike. 4 Citadels, though. And a Kraken. 320,000 damage done in the Moskva. And a lighthouse Moskva that he managed to survive with till the end of the game. I can tell you this is most certainly the top one for the Moskva. Alright, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. 320,000 damage done. Base XP of 2,800. That is quite good. Although I would expect to be a little bit higher, though. I would expect like a 3,100, 3,200 base XP game for all that damage done. But hey. Oh. Look at the Flandre here with a hot 0. A hot 0 base XP. Gotta love it. And his win rate just went up. Keep that in mind, fellas. Alright guys, so I'm going to end that here before the bronchitis kills me and permanently disables my vocal cords. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a replay like this that you would like to send into the channel, send it into the email linked in the description down below. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday and wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.